Hey guys, Amanda here. I know we just talked the other day a little bit about not being a clone when you're a coach, but you also really need to understand what your perfect person looks like too. The person that's best going to relate to you and that you're going to relate to really well. Mainly because if you're somebody that's 19 years old and in college, you're not really going to be trying to talk to people that are like in their 60s about fitness. You're probably not going to have a whole lot of common ground. So having a good idea of what your main things that make you who you are is very, very important. So we're going to go over what I like to call the top 5 things that you really want to focus on when you're posting, when you're talking about things. Basically, because it's your reality TV show. You're putting all of this stuff out there, and the people that are going to pick it up are the people that you're going to attract by doing this. So that is really important for you to understand that there's a rhyme and a reason to what a lot of people do as far as when they're posting and when they're making invites and things like that, because we're all trying to share who we are, as people, not just as coaches, but as people. So you need to get really good at that. Because otherwise, if you're just posting about Beachbody all the time, nobody's going to want to see that. Everybody's going to get sick of it. People are going to put you in that little, like, asterisk, like, I don't want to see her stuff. And you don't want that. You don't want that on any level. So as far as top 5 for me, family is one. Automatically, I love my kid, I love my husband, I love my family, I have elderly parents. If you've known me for 5 seconds, if you've been on my Facebook for 5 seconds, I can guarantee you can scroll down my posts and see that my family is incredibly important to me. Number 2, my faith. A lot of times in my life when I have been basically at rock bottom, that's all I've had. So I always come back to that. And when I was first starting out, I was a little afraid I was going to offend people, or maybe people wouldn't like what I was posting. And you know what? That's okay. You're going to get to the point where you don't mind maybe stepping on a few toes. And if somebody doesn't like it, that's okay. They don't have to look. Number 3, fitness and health. I have been on both sides of the spectrum. I've been very, very overweight, and then I've also been like super, super fit trainer girl. So I like to show both sides of that on my page. I like to show the progress. I like to show that every day is a struggle for me. I'm not somebody that's naturally thin. I'm just never going to be. So fitness and health. Also, kind of DIY health stuff. I like that a lot too. But it all falls under the same category. Number 4 for me, I'm obsessed with vintage and pinup fashion. Like, you guys see the streak in the hair. I do the little curl thing, and yeah, y'all are probably going to see that on a video eventually. But I absolutely love vintage and pinup fashion. So that's kind of my big thing. You'll see a lot of humor posts on my page about vintage fitness humor or vintage beauty humor or things along those lines. And then number 5, I love traveling slash food. I know it's technically 2 categories, but I like to travel so I can try the food. I like to see pretty places too, don't get me wrong, but I lived in Germany, and I mean, the first probably 3 months we were there, my husband and I went to everywhere, like just trying the schnitzel. Like we were on a schnitzel contest. It was crazy. And around that time is the time I found Beachbody. So I'm really, really thankful that that happened, or else I would probably be 300 pounds at this point. So those are my top 5. What I want you to do is just really think about what your top 5 are. What are the 5 things that automatically you go, okay, yeah, I can really relate to that. I can talk about that. I can put that out there, and I can have people basically approach me like, hey, your kid's cute. My daughter is in 3/4 of the things I do. Right now she's not, because it's later at night and I do a lot of the stuff like this at night. So, but you get my point. Basically, anybody should be able to go to your page and scroll down within the last 5 to 10 posts and be able to tell, hey, this person's into fitness. They like their family. They like to dance. They like to do whatever you like to do, without being like, oh, they're a coach. And that response, guys. So, that being said, figure out what your top 5 are and roll with it. It's the best thing you can do. And whenever you start feeling stuck about what should I post about? What should I write about? What do I talk to people about? Go back to those 5 things. Go back to the basics, because a lot of this business is basics. I hope everybody's having a great evening, and I will talk to you later. Peace.